All right. Hello, hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're doing wonderful. So, I'm coming on just a tad bit early because I wanted to get this out and I didn't want to forget. So, before I get started, you guys know what we do over here. Let's go ahead and cue that music and then we'll have a little chat about, I'm going to say chit chat, and that's exactly what we're going to do about being enough. So, let's go ahead and cue the music.
God's gift through His word. It's God's gift through His word. It's God's gift through His word. It's God's gift through His word.
All right. Back. And I am here with you all. So I am just going to talk really lightly. I needed to get this out because it was bothering me and I kind of dealt with it a little bit, but being enough. And sometimes I personally, I don't know about you, but sometimes we can get bogged down with trying to do so many things and trying to validate our importance of our existence or the things that we do because of what we've been raised in, and we're trying to process those things, we're trying to get them up and out and just be that person that we want to be and just stand in that. So I was dealing with that the other night because I was like, okay, I need to do more things. Regardless of the volunteer things I'm doing, I need to do more things. Regardless of the volunteering I'm doing at church, I need to do more things. Regardless of all the other stuff I'm doing with my kids, regardless of all of that, I need to do more. And then I thought, why am I trying to do more? That's going to push me into the lane of overwhelm. And I don't want that. I don't need to put those things on my plate. I don't need to do that. And I realized that I am enough with what I do. I'm enough who I am. And if someone doesn't want to deal with me on any level, any front of those things that I've mentioned, then that's okay. They are not to be in my life. And even just thinking about conversations with certain family members I talk to, it's like I can't really have a real conversation with them because it's very surface level and it's just like I wonder if there's a different agenda or why sometimes they say the things they say and it seems like they're oblivious to certain stuff. But that's something that I know I will soon be able to get over and it not bother me at all. I I thought, well, this is me and I'm not just trying to unload, but sometimes the the stigma, the stereotypes, the narratives stated by society says single moms are this, single moms are that, stigma of single moms. And some of these situations that some single moms, and not all, are not even there doing at all. And it's unfortunate because then you fall into that, well, if you would have chosen better, you wouldn't be in this situation. Just a whole bunch of stuff. It's like you can't predict the future. You want to pick well, you do your best to pick well. And sometimes you don't. And it doesn't work out. And you're just like, man, this wasn't in my forecast. I wasn't dreaming about waking up. It's like one day I'm going to wake up and I can't wait to be a single mother. And for anybody that says it's easy to do, I beg to differ. I really do. But I realized today I was talking to my therapist and just like, yeah, those are those things that you set boundaries and sometimes people still don't honor them. They still don't understand and they still just run all over you. It's just like, man, do I have to sever the relationship? Because it's just like things, old ways of being, old habits being. It's just like, I don't have to, and none of us have to have certain people in our lives. You know, it's a privilege and an honor for people to be in your life, but they don't have to, and you don't have to. But I want to just preface this by saying just a little bit, because this is probably not going to be a long one tonight, because I really want to kind of deep dive with this with Pastor Jay, and we'll probably have some time to talk about being enough a little bit more. But when I was thinking about where this came from, it stemmed from back in my childhood. hmm it wouldn't matter what I did. It was just never enough. And as I got older, it wouldn't matter what accolades, what special certificates, it wouldn't matter. That stuff didn't matter because it wasn't enough. And now I'm deciding for myself to make changes and not try to say I'm doing this to prove anything to anybody. But I had a moment where that kind of thinking was like an old paradigm coming to me. And I just like, I don't need to be tapping into that. It doesn't serve me well. It's nothing that I need to be tapping into. And we can get we can get very hmm, used to a way of being. And it takes effort and intentionality to do something different. And that's what I'm working on doing something different and really being intentional about changing my thought patterns about things I've been through. I mean, it's not easy. Let me just say that it's not easy. It sounds easy. It sounds simplistic. It sounds very, oh, you should be able to do that. Not a problem. In an instant, lickety split. Ah, done. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. And it's a little bit more complex. So it's not just something that you can do positive mind thinking about and stay in positiveness about it. You really have to do some things that for those who have gone through different types of traumas and abuses, sometimes navigating those waters means you have to take some time and space for you. And if that means years of space, hey, you take it. Sometimes people think it's going to go back to the way situations were, like nothing ever happened, nothing changed. And that's not true. And because in my family, no acknowledgement means that, you know, what you're saying is just you're delusionally a little bit crazy, you're a little bit off, and it's like you can't get through, and all you can do is talk surface level. And I don't want that. I I've wanted to have a connection with my family, and it's just always been uniquely different for me. And I know why I have been ostracized and alienated being in my own family. Of course, it's because I have a different father, and that's okay. It is what it is. Do I know him? I've talked to him. I assume I've talked to him. But other than that, the way people treat you, you understand you can't always forget that, right? And you try to overlook things. And for me, I used to extend the olive branch. And I did, again, in a way, extend olive branch for reconnection and all of that. And it's just like same old, same old. So I have to think if it really is worth to keep in contact And if all of this is really what I want, and sometimes I'm used to saying, well, whatever you want, and I have to be very mindful about it. If somebody asks me, well, what do you want? So whatever you want, it's fine. No, they ask me what I want, and I have to start thinking what I want and not just, oh, if that's okay with you, it's okay with me. And but what do you think? Oh, whatever you think. It's almost like coming to America. Well, what do you like? Whatever you like. No, I know what I like, but what do you like? Whatever you like. Uh It's just like, do you have your own opinions? Do you have your own thoughts? Do you have your own way of being? Do you have things that excite you, that make you get happy about things that you do, places you go, things that just spark that extra energy in you? And sometimes that can be dulled. And I'm taking time to just rediscover me, rediscover T. Drake, rediscover who I am in the midst of all of the foolishness. That's what I'm working on doing. So I did promise you that this wasn't going to be a long one. I just had to get a little bit of this out of me since I was dealing with it today and woke up this morning like I can't with myself today. So this is going to be a short one. I hope you guys will come back and tune in. And I'm hoping that Pastor Jay and we continue this conversation and talk about it a little bit more in depth. And he and I always have great conversations. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. So I just wanted to just get on and talk about it a little bit since it was just on my head. But please remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. And of course, after this theme song, I will be gone. So you guys have a great night, morning, or afternoon whenever you catch this particular broadcast. You guys take care.
God's gift